Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Wyatt, and today I'll be teaching you how to script click detectors on Roblox. Okay, so all a click detector is an object that we can use to catch into a bunch of different mouse events on Roblox. So if we want to get when a part's clicked, when somebody hovers their mouse, when they right click on a part, we use a click detector to do it. So I'm just going to give you a demonstration of when we'd use a click detector. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new part under workspace. And I'm just going to have it colored to green because this is going to be a button that we're actually going to get when it's clicked. And I'm going to scale it down just to make it look a little bit more button-like. And this is really cool, right? So we have our part, we have our button, we can even name it button if we want. But without anything underneath this, we can't actually get when it's clicked from a server script. So what we have to do is add the click detector object to it. And this will allow us to hook into the clicked event of this button, so that whenever a player's clicked, we can do whatever we want. So what I'm going to do is we have the click detector, we just need to create a new script, and this will be how we interface with the click detector, how we catch into those events of the click detector. And I'm just going to name the script click detector script. And now what we want to do is, because the click detector is an object, we're just going to get a reference to it. So I'll say local click detector equals script.parent.clickDetector. And now what we can do is actually, I'm just going to type click detector, and Roblox does this really cool autofill thing. If we press a dot, it shows us all of the properties and events of the object. So if I scroll down, all these events right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, these events are specific to click detectors. So mouse click, mouse hover enter, mouse hover leave, and right mouse click. So we can get when somebody clicks their mouse by hooking into the mouse click event. We can get when somebody hovers, right, when they stop hovering over it, we can do that with the mouse hover leave event. So we can use all of these different events to basically use a server script to get when something's clicked. You could always use the mouse object on a local script, but maybe we want to increment coins or something, and we can't do that without using remote events and go into all this complex stuff. So a click detector is the perfect way to do it. So I'm just going to demonstrate the mouse click event for you. So all we're going to say is click detector dot mouse click, and then we'll press colon, right, and then we'll connect that to a function. Right, just as we did in the events video with the touched event and all that, except this time it's a click detector rather than a generic event that we're actually going into. So click detector.mouseClick, and we're going to connect that to a function. And what we'll do is just press enter right here, and it'll end it off. And what we can do is the parameter that Roblox gives us inside of this function is actually the player who clicked. So if my name is Bob and I click the click detector, it's going to give us the Bob player object. If my name's Wyatt and I click it, it's going to give us the Wyatt player object. So this is how we can actually figure out whose coins to increment, or whose character to make fly, or whatever we want to do. If we want to do it for a specific person, we use this parameter right here, the player who clicked. And all we can do is, I'll just demonstrate what this does. I'll just print clicked on click detector. And as you'll see, all we have to do is go in, and we can, this isn't even a local script, we're doing this from the server side, and we can get access to the mouse because whenever we click on this, as you'll see in our output, it prints clicked on click detector. Now this is pretty cool, but I don't think you're going to be wanting to use clicked on click detector in your game. But maybe you'll want to use something that changes the color of a part, because that can be really useful for certain things. So we'll just use, this is just for an example, so I'm just going to name this color part, and it's game.workspace.colorPart, that's our reference to it. And inside this click detector, we can run whatever code we want, right? Because it's connected up to an event. So if I want to change the color, I can just say game.workspace.colorPart, as I normally would, .color, or maybe .brickColor equals brickColor.random, right? And this will run, because it's inside of this event right here, it'll run whatever code. So we want to change the color when it's clicked, it'll change the color when we click it. So if we do it like this and we click, as you'll see, it's changing the color for everybody, right? Everybody in the game, because it's a server script on the part in the workspace. Now this is really cool that we have this, we have this awesome mouse click event, but maybe we want to hook into another event of the click detector. So we could actually try hooking into maybe the mouse hover enter event. And so, some people, what they'd want to do with this is you could make it so whenever you hover over it, it'll change the brick color to like a blue color, and then when you hover out of it, when you leave, your mouse leaves actually the bounding box of the part, it'll change it back to the normal color. so that the player knows, okay, I'm hovering over. They actually have some kind of signal that this part is clickable. So what I could do is say click detector.mousehover enter, and then I'll connect that to a function, and I can get the player once again. We don't necessarily need it this time, but I'll still get it anyway, just in case we need it later on. And all we have to do is just say script.parent. Because script.parent is the button, right? Script.parent.brickcolor equals brickcolor.blue, and it'll change it to blue. And then we can hook in, so that'll be when we hover over, it'll change it to blue. But now we want it to go back when our mouse leaves. So mouse hover leave. So we'll say click detector.mousehover leave. Then we'll connect that to a function. Grab the player who clicked. And then in here we'll just say script.parent.brickcolor equals brickcolor.green, right? And right now it's lime green, so it's going to change to a different color, but I can actually set it to green right here. Bright green, whatever. We can just go into the game and you guys will be able to see. So if we go in, right, so whenever we hover our mouse over this click detector, you guys see that? So it changes the color to blue when we're hovering, and then when we go back, it'll change it back to green, so the player actually knows that they're hovering. Now once again, this is awesome, but what if I'm like really far away and I want my players in my game to be able to use a click detector from like hundreds of studs away? So right here it works, right? We can actually use the click detector. But if we go all the way back here, you see we're not able to use it anymore. And maybe we want it to be so players can only use it within a certain distance. And the way we do that is by changing see right here, the max activation distance property. So if we change this max activation distance to 100, it's measured in studs. So 100 studs away in any direction, a player will be able to click that click detector. So right now I can click it, and if I hover my mouse, as you can see, I can still click it. It's really hard to get over, but I can click it really, really far, right? Up to 100 studs away. Now, this is cool, but maybe we want to make it so, you can only click it when you're so close. We don't want people from so far away being able to click the click detector. So I can set it to 5 studs, and this makes it really close to be able to click it. So if I go in, once again, you'll be able to see. Right here, I can't click it because if you count the studs, right, I'm way more than 5 studs away. But as we get closer, see, we can click the click detector. So click detectors are really important if you want your game to be interactive for all of your players. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you learned something new today about scripting on Roblox. As always, I'll have the paste and link with the code shown in this video in the description, and I'll see you guys later.